Salvation Army unit. We have the co-chairs of the Red Kettle campaign in studio today. Rice County Sheriff Troy Dunn, Ed Little are the co-chairs of the campaign.
Good morning.
Good to see you guys.
You too, Gordy. Good morning.
Hopefully,
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, mine was okay. How about yours?
I was good. Had all 4 kids home. The grandkids were there, so yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you can't beat that. How about you, Troy?
Yeah, we got together with my wife's family and had a great time. And of course, I overate again, so now my job this week is to lose all the weight I put on in Thanksgiving.
You know, that's what I like about my Thanksgivings now. I deliver meals on Thanksgiving Day with the event down here at the Legion, and I take home a meal.
Oh, sure.
And it's perfect because the portions, I just eat the meal and I don't have leftovers.
No leftovers, yeah.
And I baked a pie last week from scratch, my first pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
It was very good, if I do say so myself. Ate a couple pieces on Monday, and then saved the rest till Thursday.
Okay.
I did load down on pie.
I did have some Dutch apple pie yesterday again, and some ham that was left over as well. I think I have enough for 1 ham sandwich, so I'll maybe go home and have that for lunch today.
Yeah. The neat thing about the community Thanksgiving Day dinner event too is you get a little bag lunch, includes an apple and a sandwich.
No.
And then on Thanksgiving night, after eating the lunch, during the Aretha Franklin national anthem.
Yeah, that was quite the long national anthem.
4 minutes, 25 seconds.
Wow. I think I could have sang it 4 times in that time, right?
Are you volunteering?
No, I'm not.
Anyway, that was before the Lions-Vikings game. We're here to talk about the Salvation Army. How long have you been involved with this, Troy?
I've been involved since 2010.
How about you, Ed?
It's my 7th or 8th year.
So a little bit before the sheriff then.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And why did you decide to get involved?
I had time on my hands, and the Salvation Army is an organization that helps people regardless of race, religion, skin color, and they're just there to help in a time of need that's non-judgmental, and it's just something I can do to help. I don't have a lot of money, but I've got time, and I'd like to help.
Time's a pretty valuable commodity, right, Troy?
Oh, definitely. And, people just take the time to do the little things, like Ed just stepping up and saying, you know what, I've got time, and we need people to do things and to coordinate, and, Salvation Army is just a great program. Like Ed said, non-denominational. We help everybody, anybody in need, and we're just so fortunate to have it here in Rice County. So both my chief deputy and myself are involved in this, and we both believe in this, and now we're coming up to our biggest fundraiser here, the Red Kettle campaign, so we need to ask people to give of their time so that they can be there to ring the bells and to get the donations for our local chapter.
Then it'd be nice to hit the goal of $55,000.
Oh, it would be wonderful. Yeah, we definitely have the need here in Rice County, and there's different groups that help, and unfortunately or fortunately for them, these people in need, we can't do everything for them, but with other groups that are around town and throughout the state that can help these people to get back on their feet, and Ed and I have heard some great stories where people talked about they were helped by Salvation Army, and then they came back later and served themselves, and that's just great stories to hear, and that's why we do this.
Yeah.
Every year you hear a story about how the Salvation Army helped even a former, a grandparent, an uncle, an aunt, a brother, or sister. And so because the Salvation Army was able to step up and help, they're giving or helping us.
Cool. We're going to talk more about the Salvation Army, what they did last year with the dollars raised, where that money goes, and how you can help simply by giving a little of your time. It's a couple hours shift, typically. We'll talk about that when AM Minnesota
There are all kinds of arguments about what really happened there anyway.
111.97. January theaters are up 20 at 127.
Just ask Jesse Ventura.
March is 20 higher.
I think Lyndon Johnson had something to do with it.
And hogs are higher, supported by Friday's higher
from
movement
Texas,
pork carcass
you
cutout value.
people in the
Cash
mob and
trade
stuff, I'm
remains
sure.
steady. December's up 20 at 51.25.
Knew the mob didn't like
February's
JFK.
27 higher at 57.10. We're online at brownfieldagnews.com. John Pruitt.
Thanks, John. Certainly appreciate that opening market report, a service of your KDHL Agri Boosters, including Ag Power Enterprises, your John Deere dealer. They have locations in Owatonna, Hollandale, Belle Plaine. They're also in Osage and Northwood, Iowa. Hanson Seed, your Gold Country seed dealer by Nearstrand. Talk with Randy or Jeremy about Gold Country seed harvest results and early season discounts. Here on AM Minnesota today, Ed Little and Troy Dunn, who are co-chairs of the Rice County Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign, are in studio. You guys are on a board, right?
We are.
That's how that works?
That's technically what we're co-chairs of. Actually,
okay,
it's
I'm
Ed's.
sorry.
No, that's okay. Ed's wife, Gina, kind of leads up the Red Kettle campaign for us and scheduling and coordinating everything. So we have to give a shout out to her.
Yep.
Well, she's a busy lady.
Yes, she is.
I don't know how you guys have time to be a couple.
Well, you make time.
Well, that's good.
So, but we get some help in Lonsdale and Northfield with actual physical putting the kettles out and retrieving them, so that makes a big difference.
Oh, okay. Typically, isn't Lonsdale and Northfield a little harder to find bell ringers for, or am I wrong on that?
Lonsdale's been pretty good. Northfield's been harder. I don't know what the deal is up there, but yeah, it's harder to find ringers who hit people.
Sure. But you still are going to have bell ringers in Lonsdale and Northfield?
Yep.
So there's special numbers in Lonsdale and Northfield to call, or is
Nope,
it just
it's
one
all
number?
one number.
One number for everybody, and she'll take care of getting you signed up at the right place and make sure that you have a kettle and bells and an apron there to ring.
Yep.
You know, it blows my mind. How many churches are in Faribault? How many churches are in Northfield or Lonsdale?
Mm-hmm.
Every church should volunteer.
Yeah, I agree. Right now we have churches that step up and do that. I know Trinity Lutheran in Faribault has been doing it a long time, and our famous board member Cake Lady does a great job in giving it.
Pies.
Okay.
Pies.
But she knows how to make cakes too.
Oh yeah.
So, and we need to get more groups involved in like that, and same as service groups. We're trying to get Northfield Rotary. We got Faribault Rotary signed up for 2 dates. So, anything, Boy Scout troops, just family wanting to get together. My son will be coming back from college right before Christmas, and he said yesterday, Dad, we got to sign up for a shift. And so I
Cool.
said, I'll take care of that and make sure we get a shift for us. And something we've been doing, he started doing that when I first came on the board, and it's a lot of fun, and he's brought in some of his friends in the past, so hopefully we can get a few of his friends to step up as well, because that's the thing, we don't put the kettles out unless we have a person there, so we can't raise money if we don't have volunteers there to ring the bells. So
There's another great idea, though. You could have your local sports teams volunteer
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Having kids ring the bells is a good way to teach them about giving back to their community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing about being a bell ringer is we're not asking you to put money in. All we're asking is that you stand there for 2 hours, smile at people, and ring a bell. And as people pass by, they can drop their change in.
Yeah. Well, I know I've always enjoyed doing it. A couple of years ago, I went to Lonsdale. I was amazed at the number of people I knew in Lonsdale.
Yep.
And, of course, I've been doing it with the Lions, but I see the Lions aren't signed up yet for this year.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Gina to see what's going on there. I know she's in contact with them, so.
I usually do it for them, and then I always do Christmas Eve because I figure, I don't have a family. It makes sense that families should be together on Christmas Eve, and so I ring on Christmas Eve.
And we really appreciate that, and you're a mainstay there. So it's great that you keep doing that, Gordy, and we appreciate it. And even though you say your ugly mug doesn't bring in a lot of money, I think we do well when you're there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Well, it has more to do with the date than anything else. Everybody's in a giving spirit, I think, on
Yes.
Christmas Eve. You know,
Yeah.
they're doing their last literal second shopping, and most people do put something in the kettle.
That's true. That's true. And one other thing I want to say about this is, if you give to the Red Kettle campaign here in Faribault, Northfield, or Lonsdale, that money comes back to us. Unlike your donation that you might send into the Salvation Army, that's going to go into their general fund normally. But if you give in the Red Kettle campaign, that comes directly back to us. So, you know, if you want to keep your money local, that's great. Obviously, we don't want to tell people not to donate to Salvation Army because we know it's serving somebody in need somewhere. But if you want to give local, that's the way to do it, because it comes back to serve the people in need here right in Rice County.
Yeah, about 90% of the money in the kettle stays in Rice County. The other 10% goes up to division headquarters, and that's used for administrative expenses. And then they also put some of that 10% into emergency disaster services.
Yeah, we needed that this
Yeah.
September.
Mhm.
Yeah, last
Definitely.
September. And so when those disasters happen, we just hit the ground running, and you probably won't see or hear much of a campaign or plea for Salvation Army doing something like that, because we've budgeted money aside.
Oh, sure. I seem to recall cleanup kits were
Yep.
available through the
Yep.
Salvation Army in
Correct.
September, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And we have mobile canteens, feeding stations, where I know in Medford, and I personally helped with one in New Richland, helping feed the people, sandbagging and monitoring the floods, and along with distributing the cleanup pails or whatever other support we could help with.
Yeah. And that's not even in Rice County, New Richland. So it's nice to help our neighbors too. isn't it?
We definitely need to help our neighbors. Yeah, we got a lot of rain here, but nothing like what Waseca saw this year. And yeah, we hope not to see a repeat of that while, you know, in our lifetime, hopefully. So.
Yeah. Well, we've said that for how many times in the last 6 years?
Well, and you know, that we had the damage, those people were here helping us.
Mhm.
So,
What it's all about.
yep, it's all
It
about.
is.
I do remember being up at church one time. I was visiting with our retired pastor Brimehorst one Saturday morning, and a young man came into the church door and asked for some assistance to get home some gas money. They're able to do that through the
Mhm.
Salvation Army.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just one of the many ways. So we have, you know, we assist with people that need help paying their utility bills. We assist with clothing, furniture, medical, personal comfort kits. The biggest thing I think though is probably the getting them the assistance with their utility bills, a night to stay if their car breaks down, or gas money, something like that possibly. You know, we have a social worker here. We still have a store here in Faribault, so that's another thing. You know, you were here a few months ago with us, Gordy, and we did a live broadcast out there, and you know, there's some great deals there. And then, again, that's just another way that we can help people in need by going out and getting great bargains at the Salvation Army store, and you know, giving back. So
Does that money go into this too?
No.
not into this campaign. This is a separate campaign, but yeah,
But those dollars are also used to help others in the county?
that goes to the headquarters,
Yep.
and then they divvy it out from there
Oh,
as
okay.
needed. So
All
yeah.
right. So that store is not really owned by Rice County Salvation
No.
Army?
No.
No.
It's the overall Salvation Army that runs the store.
It's service extension,
Yeah.
part of Salvation Army. In the Metro, Mankato, Rochester, towns like that, they have what they call a HOR, And in most sites they have a church, and they have a meal program every day and other resources available. And when you get out here into the counties, rural counties of Minnesota and northern Dakota, North Dakota, there's a service extension unit, which in Rice County is what we are. And we provide just a very basic kind of the introductions of what the Salvation Army has available with the monies out of the Red Kettles.
Oh, okay. There are some other programs you guys are involved in, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We the bulk of our dollars goes to emergency assistance, the things that Troy talked about.
Right.
We also help get kids to camp. They're up at Finlayson. The Salvation Army owns a facility, and it's a free camp. Costs the campers or the families nothing. We have a community cares ministry where we try to get into every retirement facility in the county. Now that's a pretty big thing, we miss a few. And we share root beer floats with the residents. And sometimes we have other people come along and sing. We've had some grandkids, some families do some things. We have one of our favorite ones is Shop with a Hop, where we work with the social workers in the schools and at the county and identify children that may have not such a high regard for law enforcement because of the situation they're in. And they come join us either at Walmart here in Faribault or Target in Northville, and then they go shopping for clothes, shoes, boots, a winter coat, hat, mittens, underwear.
Toiletry items?
No toys.
No toys. And then when they're done, they get to pick out a backpack. We buy backpacks, not only for the Shop with the Hop, but here in Faribault, there's I think the name of that backpack program.
Basic Blessings?
No, it's a different one.
Okay.
Basic Blessings is the food thing, the lunch thing.
Yeah.
There's another school supply backpack program that works here in Faribault in the fall, and we donate all the backpacks for that program. And then we do holiday meat packages for those that the social workers see, we can buy them a turkey, or, well, we've actually gone to giving a set amount, and then they can go to the grocery store and buy that many dollars worth of meat. So that
In case you're not a turkey fan, I guess.
Yep. Or some
Not everybody likes turkey.
Well,
Most
there's-
people do, I think.
different faiths out there that have different ideas about food, and to be non-judgmental or all-encompassing, we
Mhm.
say, well, here, why don't you buy what you can use,
Sure.
and then they can have their celebration.
Yeah, these programs are great, and just a little thing like a root beer float at the retirement centers are so much fun, and people just love to engage and talk, and they're so appreciative. And I haven't found too many people that don't like a root beer float, so it's not too many people that say, oh, I don't want one. So, but that's great. And then the Shop with a Cop, obviously that's close and dear to my heart with my profession, and to have those connections with those children, and to let them see that you're human too, just like them, and you're not only there when bad things happen, and this is just a great way that Salvation Army makes that happen, to make a positive influence on these kids and the officers, in dealing with these kids. And it's a lot of fun, and it's really fun to watch some of newer officers that don't have kids yet, and they're sitting there trying to pick out clothing for the kids and different things, you know, and it's hard to say no to those kids sometimes too, but you gotta, you know, it's so fun, and it's just such a blessing for our community to have the Salvation Army here.
And the shop with the hop, you sometimes wonder if it's worth it, and then the officers share a story about when they went to church and some kid comes in, hey, you remember me?
Mm-hmm.
We went shopping.
Yeah.
And Troy shared about one of his first shoppers, and he still sees him today, and they chit-chat once in a while.
Yeah, he's a teenager now, I mean, in high school, and he still comes up and says hi and engages with me. And then the first time I met him was that Shop with the Cop program, and so it's really, really cool, and I look forward to it every year. So
And if we don't donate to the Red Kettle campaign, that doesn't happen.
that's
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah. I think this year we were able to serve, what, 20 students?
20 or 22, something like that.
Yeah, so, and that was not just in Faribault, it was Faribault, Morristown, Northfield,
Lonsdale.
and Lonsdale.
And we have like 20, well, then we have the Highway Patrol and the DMR officers show up this year. And we, in Northfield, we had extra officers show up.
Yeah, that's good.
And we
Yeah.
all know there's more than 20 or 22 kids in the county that probably need
Oh yeah,
that help.
oh yeah.
But you're limited because of the dollars.
Yeah, we have to work within our budget, and we can only serve so many people. So if people aren't in the giving spirit and people aren't volunteering to work the Kettle campaign, then that's less, you know, turkeys or meat and Shop with the Cop programs that we're going to be able to provide here. So
Now you said earlier that you only put out the kettles if you have people to man them.
Mhm.
Has there been any thought given to having the kettle out without a person there, or?
Yes, the biggest reason we don't is the security of the kettle. Sad to say, this day and age, if it's not attended, it might disappear.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's padlocked to the stand, we just have
we've
to be
heard horror
careful.
stories where other places have tried to do that, and the whole kettle and the hanger and everything
It's
get
gone.
thrown in the back of a vehicle and it's gone. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, that's sad that that has to happen.
definitely.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if more people would volunteer. So what number do they call to do that, Ed?
334-0639.
0639.
Yep.
Yep.
334-0639.
If you're in Northfield or Lonsdale, you call that number too.
Call that number too, and if they don't answer, leave a message and someone will get back to you. So we really need people to sign up for this. I'm sorry I have to bug out for my
Oh,
next
that's right.
meeting.
Forgot
So,
about that. Yeah.
but I just want to thank everybody who takes the time to give to the Salvation Army when we're standing there ringing the bells, and we truly appreciate that. And anybody that can volunteer, please sign up, and we'll work with you, and Ed will talk about our kind of core hours, but
Yep.
if there's a time that you can be there that's not in there, we can usually make that happen
Yes.
too.
You
So
bet.
I will say from personal experience that Ed and Gino work with you. You know, that's usually how it works for me. Of course, they already pencil me in every year for Christmas Eve
2
because,
to 4 at Fairway.
yeah.
So
on
we
Chris-
still have Walmart and Hy-Vee open for that same shift. So
Okay, Christmas Eve, 2 to 4, Walmart.
well, there's 2 kettles at Walmart and Hy-Vee, 1 at Hy-Vee.
Walmart, Hy-Vee, and Fairway are the
Yep,
locations.
it's Fairway.
In Lonsdale, it's the grocery store.
Mac and Tunes used to be Fred's.
Right, and then Northfield is.
Hub and Econo Foods.
Oh, you're at 2 locations.
2 locations up there. Yep.
Okay. Well, they're
So
Christmas.
anybody that wants to come out and challenge Horby Christmas Eve for the hosing round from 2 to 4, we got places for you.
Okay. I didn't know there was a contest going
Well,
on.
we just created one.
Oh, okay.
And we might have an award if I can find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, frozen turkey or something?
No, a broken bell award. or
Well, there you
something.
go. The Broken Bell Award. So come on out on Christmas Eve or any other time too.
Yes,
Doesn't have to be
yes.
Christmas Eve.
Monday through Friday, no, Monday through Saturday actually, we're running 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. We do not run on Sundays. Only church.
Isn't Christmas on a Sunday this year?
Yeah.
So Christmas Eve is on a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. And so we have never ran on Sundays. But in Faribault we run 10 to 8. And then Northfield, we have the ability to do weekday hours. Mostly 10 to 8 on Friday and Saturday. Lonsdale is 10 to 8 on Friday and Saturday. And I think I have the ability to put hell out during the week at other times.
If you are so inclined, folks.
Yep.
So if you tell Ed or Gina, hey, I can't ring on the weekend, but I can certainly get out on a Thursday evening.
Yep.
You guys will put out, or have somebody put out the kettle.
And we are looking for more help in Northfield for their winter walk on December 8th.
Yeah, I was just going to say their winter walk is coming up, yeah.
On Tuesday, December 8th. I forget. December 8th. I know it's the 8th. I've got one ring already signed up, so.
Yep, December 8th. I think that's a Thursday.
Could be.
But I don't have the calendar. Well, I do have a calendar right in front of me. Just look on my phone.
It is
here.
a Thursday.
For sure.
Yeah, I just commented out on the calendar behind you.
Well, there you go. See, there's a calendar behind me. I didn't even realize there was a calendar behind me. I was going to look at the calendar in my phone.
Yeah, it's one of Jerry's calendars, so.
We've only got a couple minutes left in the show, Ed. So again, if you could give out that phone number for people to call to volunteer to ring the bell, and I can tell you from personal experience, it is a lot of fun.
334-0639. And if you had tried calling that earlier in the month, there was a technical issue that has been resolved.
Okay, 334-0639.
Yep.
334-0639 is the number to call to volunteer. It's really neat to see families out. Troy mentioned that he and his son go out and ring bells. I think that's very neat. It really is cool to see little ones ringing. It's hard to say no to a little one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walking through the line.
And we've had our grandsons out in years past for even an hour. Hey, come back here. You didn't put anything in.
Yeah, they're willing to do that.
You know,
Which, not necessarily.
If everybody that walked by the hill would put in just $1, there's enough people in this county that we would exceed our goal.
Yeah, the goal's $55,000. There's over 60,000 people in the county. That's absolutely right. If you put in $1 per person, we've got the goal licked. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hit last year's goal.
No, we fell 5,000 short last year. But we feel the economy is improving. We're going to aim high and go for 55.
Yeah, let's hope we can achieve that. And we can't achieve that unless we get lots of people to volunteer to man the kettles. Thanks, Ed, for all you do with the Salvation Army.
Thank you.
Thank your bride as well, if you would.
I will do that.
And thanks to Troy as well for joining us this morning. Very busy lad, and yet he finds time to do this because he knows just how important it is. You're in tune to KDHLAM in Faribault, Minnesota.